Okay, folks, we're going to start the Audit and Finance Committee. We do have a brief agenda today. I think we're going to start out, we have John here. Okay, so let's start out with John to talk about our property insurance.
Good morning, everybody. Hope nobody has any ill effects from yesterday and the day before storms. It'll be terrible.
Right.
Our fire insurance, property insurance coverage comes up September 9th. We're insured with the affiliated factory mutual insurance companies, and they're one of the largest and excellent companies, and by far the least expensive of any that we've had in the past. We've increased our insured values from roughly 142 million to 145 million. Our cost has increased to $232,813 plus tax versus last year's $206,210. Our deductible per claim is $25,000. We do have earthquake included with a $100,000 deductible, and we have flood insurance. The flood insurance has limitations on it. We've got a large deductible of $100,000 for all our locations except Oswego, Leland, and this location, for which our deductible is $500,000. And Cortland, 2 years ago, got put into floodplain, and we don't understand why, but that's where we are. That's why we have the limitations, and all is good. We've done well.
Yeah, so we're looking at here about 12%
Right.
increases. John, can you educate us a little bit on, is there certain industry standards right now where you're seeing increases? I know we increased it, but they base them out of the coverage.
Right.
But what's going on a little bit in the insurance market right now?
Mhm.
I don't want to talk cyber insurance because that's ridiculous, but let's talk about it.
Well, the rest of it follows cyber insurance. It's
Okay.
all ridiculous.
Right.
On business insurance, we're seeing increases of double digits, and a very limited capacity in the marketplace for limits.
Okay.
And it's primarily driven by the reinsurers, and what's our natural disasters now are driving that cost up, and it's only going to get worse. If they can't do something to contain these fires out west and do something about the flooding, it'll eventually hit everybody's homeowners policies and auto policies as well.
Yeah, because sometimes I wonder where the insurance companies, for example, with auto, they gave breaks during the pandemic because people weren't driving.
Right.
But that's lost revenue for them, so they got to somehow catch up somewhere.
Yeah.
That revenue that they gave us a break on, right? They're not going to let us go for
Forever.
we get nothing for nothing. You know?
Exactly. And what's really driving it is all these insurance companies, they buy insurance.
Right.
For their own claims. So it's those reinsurance companies that are driving the commercial marketplace and the limitation they're in. It's not the company that you're seeing on your piece of paper if you're a business owner that's driving that increased cost, because they're paying through the nose to get off the hook themselves.
Any questions,
Anybody
ladies
have
and
any
gentlemen?
questions for this? I think we did.
Quick one, so licensed vehicles are insured only when in the garages.
Yeah.
When the buses are out,
Self-insured. We don't buy comprehensive or collision like you would buy on your car. We never have. We just take care of that ourselves.
second one, earthquake?
We put it in. Didn't cost us anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just never.
Things been shaking though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else, ladies and gentlemen? Robert?
Isn't the other component to the rising premium cost the low interest rate environment, meaning the insurance companies, when they get the
Oh,
money?
yeah, that goes into it too. Absolutely, but the biggest driver is the generally Wells, Swiss Re,
Yep.
those are the biggest drivers of the costs in the commercial marketplace.
Any other questions? Thanks, John, for that
Okay,
education.
thank you.
I need a motion to move this to the full board for adoption. Tina, second. Darlene, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Next up is, Linda's gonna talk to us about our, financial reports for July, ending July 31st. She's
Thank you.
smiling, so that's good.
Good morning, everyone. After 4 months ending July 31st, we have a $3.2 million gain. Our revenues are trending 7% over budget right now. We did budget conservatively. Ridership, though, is still about 40, or revenues, I should say, are 43% still under pre-COVID levels. Expenses overall are trending 4.6% under budget. This is just a net of several different variances in the budget. Our salaries and wages right now are trending 7% under budget. That's mainly due to open positions and an unpassed union contract, which meant no wage increases or retroactive wages. A couple other lines, healthcare trending under budget. That's just the trend right now, but definitely over prior year. Workers' comp, we budgeted pretty conservatively. Prior year, we didn't have a lot of workers' comp claims due to employees being out. So that's trending 48% over budget right now. And materials and supplies, services, those usually trend a little bit under budget early in the fiscal year. Those will tend to get closer to budget near the end of the year. Federal assistance is currently trending under budget. And that's mainly due to the fact that when we had our final budget, we did not have the final executive budget, and we had an extra 1.4 million in that. So that's gonna be trending under budget most of the year. The makeup is the state assistance that we got, which is trending over budget right now. Mortgage tax, another great month overall. For the month of July, we had 1.2 million in mortgage tax revenues. Mainly 900,000 of that was in Onondaga. So that's trending $1.4 million over budget right now, which is great.
It's healthy for the economy, for the area. You know, with
Well, every county was up too, so.
Yeah. That's good.
Any questions on the statement of revenues and expenditures?
Only comment I'll make, now this is what, the second month we've seen in this format? Third?
Yes.
Second.
Oh, wait, this,
Yeah.
yes, second.
So I just want to compliment Linda and her staff. I mean, this is a much easier read
Infinitely.
than our prior versions, so thank you.
You know what
I'm
was
glad you like
interesting?
it.
You know what was interesting, I thought, sometimes people criticize for salaries and wages for good people that deserve it, but, if you look at page 3 there, salaries and wages, we're around 7% under budget, almost $720,000. I think that's good. I mean, I know there's open positions and stuff, but we're still performing a service, getting the work done, and we're managing that line quite well. So I thought that was important to state.
Also included in your board packet is the mortgage tax statement, which is, I just said, we're doing very well for the fiscal year.
Now, for our new board members, the mortgage tax, to let you know, this is like something that past probably administrators that worked here probably would only dream of. That was not reality. So these numbers from the mortgage tax is very good. I mean, above
We're
any
4
projection.
months- 4 months into the fiscal, we're already at half of what we budgeted.
So
That's
from
good news.
looking at a budget, I would have never thought, being on this board probably 16 years, that I would have ever seen anything like this. So that's another really good revenue, but it's just amazing. It really is.
And where that comes from is any residential or commercial mortgage in any of the 4 counties we operate. Whoever takes out the mortgage is charged 1% as a mortgage recording tax. We get a quarter of that. to operate public transit in that county.
And you know what's interesting about that? When Oneida came into the authority, I sat around my former board at Utica Transit, they're all like, oh my God, there's gonna be another tax, people are gonna lynch us, they're gonna lynch you, I'm the only one going to Syracuse, okay, they'll lynch me. But, and when we looked at it, my phone has never rang once in all those years questioning that 0.25% tax. I just wanted to share that with you. It's like a tax that's there, but I guess during a close, you're getting hit with so many higher costs, okay?
One in the.
Yeah, right, absolutely not.
Design. Design.
Well, even the mortgage broker doesn't understand where it goes. They just say, hey, you got a 1% mortgage reporting tax, New York State's charging you this, and you're, oh, okay. They don't realize that a quarter of it goes to public transportation.
But, you know, politically, from constituents, that was never an issue, and that was something that we put on Oneida County that never had it. So, you know, it is a tax, it is real, but it doesn't seem to rise to the certain level during your close of your loans.
It also applies to any county outside of here that has a transportation authority.
Right.
So throughout New York State, any county that has a transportation authority in that county charges for closing the Port of Lincoln.
Also in your packet is the cash flow. As you can see, cash flow is good through July 31st, including reserves. We have 14.7 million in cash. Subsequent to this report, we did receive our STOA payment this month too, just for information. And lastly, we just have the statement of accounts for our insurance reserves.
Is your STOA payment in the cash flow?
What's that?
It's not.
It's
It's not,
not.
okay.
That's another
Yeah.
9 million.
And those insurance reserves too, I mean, it's a good time to come onto the board, because those really haven't been that healthy in a long, long time. So, both of those reserves are in a good place, because, you know, someday, the day of reckoning will come someday when you leave. Linda?
So that's it for the statements. Just need motion to approve.
Any questions for Linda, anything? Brian, just a comment a little bit on the ridership. It seems to be, are we trending
Yeah, I think Steve's gonna
upward?
cover that in his
Oh,
report.
Steve, okay, sorry, Steve,
But it should be important to note that this is the first month in a long time that Caitlin hasn't spent any money.
okay. Oh, Caitlin's here? Okay, all right, that's good, I'm gonna note that. Any other questions?
It's not a question, but I just wanted to say, I'm in a listening mode right now, catching up what you're saying, so thanks for the report.
Linda, anything else on that? On the statements, we good?
Just need a motion to
Right.
approve the financial statement.
Nothing, no other, okay.
Oh, no. I had one other informational thing. I just
Okay.
wanted to recognize somebody in the audience. Our summer intern for accounting, Michaela Oldenburg. It's her last day here today. Thank you for helping out the accounting department this summer. Greatly appreciate it.
Hey, Kayla, where are you going to school?
SU.
That's where you go? Okay.
No, SU.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. That's you. Good. I tell you, you really worked around some great people in that department. That's all I can say.
You
Pretty
take the
smart
bus?
people.
If someone asked me when I was going on board, you know, is that a requirement?
Yeah.
Once in a while.
We put a lot of service on the hill. so.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, thank you. And need a motion to move this to the full board for adoption. Tina, second. Darlene, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. Okay, and then you have anything else, any
That
information?
concludes my report.
I'm not used to this little of an agenda. I'm having a little palpitations over here. Okay. All right. I guess that's it for Audit and Finance Committee. I can't believe it. We're gonna adjourn until the regular meeting.
Yep.